Hi, I'm Renzo Gracie. Welcome to our Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Black Belt video series. We're going to start to take a look in a few reversals now. On this particular one is the very basic one. It's like the first one from all the sweeps. As soon as you have the guy in your guard, his basic move to pass your guard is raising up this knee so he can start to work in your guard. So what you have to do is have this good grip right behind his elbow, and the second hand dip on the opposite collar. Don't grab this collar. You must grab the opposite one, dip, making your knuckles pass his trapezius. So as soon as you have a good grip on the elbow and in the dip in the collar, you're going to scoot out, you're going to open your guard, and you scoot out your hip using your leg as leverage. So you put your leg here, and you drive your hip out. So we are here, I open the guard, use this as leverage, scoot out my hip. As soon as I have my knee a little bit across his stomach, and my grip's here tight, I drive his weight forward, like this. As soon as I drive his weight forward, his lower body is going to become very light. So become very easy to do the scissor. So once again, you see, when I scoot out my hip, my other leg must be flat on the ground. So when I do the move, I can make him lose the balance. Work like a scissor, like this move with my legs. So I make sure that as soon as his leg comes up, I open my guard and I scoot out my hip. Make him, pulling him forward to drive his way to my chest. Then I use the leverage to sweep. Now let's take a look at this in full speed. Once again. Okay, now it's the same move, but let's take a look in another perspective. Let's see how that would work with a guy without a gi. So we're in the same position. He comes up to try to pass the guard with the first leg. So in the place to grab the collar like I was doing, I'm going to grab his neck. My hand will hold his elbow like this. So I'm going to keep like this. Basically, it's the same move. I open the guard, I scoot out my hip. What helps here a lot is like if you want to throw punches or something, could you touch my face? You see, so you can use it even as a defense, this knee across the chest. So as soon as you put, you use it. Even if you want to try to hit you or something like that, it's going to make it very hard for him. Now, I take the foot out of his hip here as a defense weight, and I put flat on the ground like the first one. So I drive him forward, and I make him lose the balance on this direction. Once again, open the leg, keep the pressure here, hand behind the neck, scoot out, reach the position. If he tries to hit you or something, just drive him out a little bit with your knee and your foot on the hip. Now you drive him back, look, grabbing the neck like this, like a hook. Your hand works like a hook behind his neck. And this hand is going to hold his elbow. So I make the leg flat. This one is across his stomach, and I just drive him a little bit out of balance here. And then I do the sweep. Oh. Let's take a look at this now in full speed. Once again. Okay, we're going to take a look at now in another different situation. It's basically as the first move. You see, he's going to bring the leg up, and I'm going to do exactly like I did on the first time. I'm going to scoot out my hip, put my knee across his chest. But what happened is, he drives the hand inside. As soon as he drives the hand inside, what happened? I start to get a problem here because when I try to make him lose the balance, my chin goes up. So if this happens, I'm in big trouble. So when I push, my leg scoot out that way, so what happened? He will end up passing my guard and getting across side. This is the last thing that I wanted. So as soon as I feel that when I scoot out my hip to do the first throw, he puts the hand inside, I need to anticipate his move right away before he passes my guard. So what I do, I keep holding the collar, I keep holding the elbow tight. I drive my foot inside here. You see, I drive outside and I make a hook. This hook is very important because it blocks his way to pass the guard and stop him from the attack. So now I still have the advantage to make him lose the balance. So when I'm here, what I'm going to do is, it's like the first one. I'm going to drive his weight forward like this. I pull him forward. When I pull, I have two options here. The other leg I can make flat on the ground, or I can push his knee here. So when I'm here, I put the hook tight, and this foot comes on his knee, and I push. And this leg, we're going to kick it up, so I'm going to end up melt. Let's take a look once again. As soon as he's drive the leg up, I open, I scoot out, he puts the hand in. Don't try to do it, otherwise he'll end up in your side. Make sure that once he gets the hand inside, you make the hook. Keep the hand inside the collar all the time. On the other hand, holding the elbow. So once you got it, you can keep this leg flat here, like the first sweep, or you just push here. You're going to end up melt. Let's take a look on this in a full speed. Once again. Now pushing the knee. You need to be all the time controlling his upper body. Never let his upper body loose, otherwise you don't have control of the situation. Now we're going to take a look on the same move, but like on the first time in a different situation. This time he's not wearing a gi. The whole move is like the first one. Hand on the elbow, hand on the neck. Scoot out your hip. Put the knee across his chest. Exactly like the first one. As soon as you feel that his hand is coming in, you scoot out your hip a little, your hook goes inside. To scoot out, to make it easy for you to scoot out your hip, you just push your chin against his bicep. You see how your hip comes out? Now look, makes very easy because sometimes if you are too near him, to put the hook is hard. So you just push your chin against his bicep and you are out. Now your foot comes in easy. So once again, as soon as you move out, boom, you push a little, your foot comes in very easy. Once you got it, it's the same. You can push the knee or you can keep lower like this. You push and you drive him. The hand needs to work good on the neck. Look, to drive him to your chest. As soon as you drive, there he goes. Scoot out, knee across the stomach. Scoot out, put the hook again. Make sure that as soon as his hand goes in, you scoot out again to make easy this move. Otherwise, you're going to get stuck. Your foot won't reach the place, the right spot. So you scoot out. The hand on the neck, drive his head to your chest, like this. The foot goes on his knee right here. And then you push, and this one lift up. There you got it. Once again, in full speed now. Now pushing the knee. Now we're going to take a look again in this last move that we just did. We're going to see how he can avoid it to be rolled on that way once he's in my guard. And how can I strike back as soon as he does the move. So once I'm here, I make the hand very deep again, hold the elbow. You need to make sure that you have this grip. This is the whole secret because make him lose all the balance. So as soon as he drives the leg up, I scoot out and he puts the hand inside. I push out and I make the hook, right? So now the only way that he got to avoid the sweep is when I try to sweep, he leans forward that way. So what happened? Becomes very, very heavy. I can't move him out. But you see, every time that he does that, he leaves his neck all open. So that's the spot to strike. So once I did the move out and I put the hook, and when I try, I feel heavy. I let this hand go out from his elbow and it goes straight up to his collar. You see? This hand is already deep on the collar here. This hand goes underneath, 4 fingers inside to grab the collar. So I make like an X. I'm going to hold it like this. So as soon, every time that I want to do a choke, I need to make sure that my hand is deep. So you're going to feel your knuckles passing his trapezius. So once this hand is inside, the second hand comes underneath, dip, all the way. Once you got it, what happened? If you try to squeeze from far away, you won't be able to do it. So you need to pull his head to you. So you drive his head to you like this. And when you do it, you need to twist your wrist like this, so the blade of your forearm goes against his neck, cutting his blood flow. So once I'm here, I twist my hands up and I make an X on my chest. So this hand dip, the second hand goes underneath, and I bring him, putting the pressure, like this. So let's take a look on the move again. Hand dip, hand on the elbow. I scoot out, he puts the hand. When I try to do it, he leans forward. Look how his neck is open. So I just go from the elbow, dip on the collar. Now that I got it, I just lay down back, locking his arm here. You see, I close my guard again, and I lock his arm right here. Try to pull your arm out. He can't move the arm. So what I do, I just drive him down, squeezing the neck. You see, you need to make sure that you lock his arm, because this way it becomes very hard for him to defend the choke. Let's take a look at the whole move again. Scoot out, leg in. When you try to do it, he opens the neck. From here, dip, choke. Let's take a look now how that would work in a full speed. But always make sure when you choke, you get the hand dip and you make the X. Pull to your chest and make the X. If you try to choke him far away, you won't be able to, and it will become very easy for him to defend the choke. So when your hand is deep, this one is on the elbow, scoot out, right deep on the collar. This is it. Once again, in full speed. Okay, now we're going to take another look on the same move, but on this, he won't have no gi. And we're going to change a little bit because we don't have the collar to do the choke. So we need to go for a different attack. So let's take a look on this situation. Basically, it's the same move, like all the sweeps. Hand on the elbow, hand on the neck. As soon as he drives the leg out, boom, he puts the hand in, I make the hook, right? So when I try to do the sweep, he leans forward. Look, at the same way, he's exposing his neck, exactly like he was doing when he was using the gi. So when I try to move, it didn't work. I just go up and I make the guillotine. So I'm like this, laying back on my back. What I'm gonna do now, look, he leaned forward. I'm gonna sit up from here and go to the guillotine. This hand let it go from here and goes inside here. So when I try here, he leans forward. This hand goes here, and this one grabs the neck, like in a guillotine. My grip on the guillotine, the hand that goes around his neck will be closed as a fist. So this hand goes here, like this. The second hand will grab my wrist, like this way. So this hand goes around, this one grabs the wrist. I use no thumb. I won't grab like this. I'm going to grab no thumb like this. So when I go up, I try to, it's very important that every time that you try to do this, you really try to sweep him. You need to put the pressure to make him lean all the way forward this way, so he opens his neck. So once I try, I go up and I lock the guillotine. Remember the grip. Close as a fist, the one that goes around his neck, close exactly as a fist, and the other one grabs your wrist. Now look, I lay back again, locking his arm, making almost impossible to defend the guillotine choke. So now I just arch my back, and all the pressure goes against his neck here. Let's take a look again. Scoot out, hand in, hook. Really try to do the sweep. Look his neck, where it is now. I just go up, the hand is closed. Make sure that you get a good grip so you can, when you arch your back, all the pressure goes against his neck. Here, I lay down again, I lock my leg, bring your arm out. Vinny, could you please? You see it's locked. So it becomes almost impossible for him to defend. Now all that I have to do is push my pelvis up and arch my back. Let's take a look on this in a real situation, a real speed, full speed. Once again. Okay, now we're going to take a look at another attack option from the same situation. But let's say that he didn't move his head down as on the last move that I went for the guillotine. On this time, what he does is, remember always, hand behind the neck like a hook, the other one behind the elbow. When I scoot out trying to do the sweep, he blocks. I put the hook. So on this time, when I try to go for the guillotine, I can't reach it because his neck is too far. If his neck was more near here, I would be able to do it, but it's over there. So when I try, I don't reach. So from here, I keep this hand here very tight on the elbow. See, I keep like I want to really do the switch. This foot, my left foot, comes to his hip. At the same time, this foot on this side comes out from the hook and reach his neck, bringing his head down. So I'm here, I let it go, and I go up, bringing his head down. As soon as I bring, at the same time, if you see, my hip go out that way. So we are here, I go up and hip out. So now I lock the figure of 4. Now I push his arm to the side, and I finish him in a classical triangle position. Once again here, slow. moves up, I scoot out, hook it in. I cannot go for the guillotine. He's too far. Look now, my foot there, we're going to come out, and this one, my left foot will push on his hip. All the time, I don't let it go his elbow here. I keep this hand on the elbow, right on the joint. So this foot comes out, hook the neck. At the same time, my hip goes that way. Now I lock it. I push the arm to the side. I finish right here. On this move, it's very important, the hip. You need always to make sure that when you make the switch, your hip scoot out for the other side. So this way you can get a very tight triangle. So let's take a look now in full speed how that works. Once again. Okay, now we're going to take a look in a completely different perspective. We're going to see what happened when the guy stands up in your guard. You're going to have to change all the basic principles, because once he stands up, all your leverage that you have when he's on the knees, you have to change. It's completely different, all the situation. Let's take a look now how we can work on that. Basically, you're going to start using the hand on the elbow, the other hand on the collar. So as soon as he stands up, you see it kills all your leverage from the basic throws, the basic sweeps. So when I try, look, he not even moves. I can try as hard as I want. He not even won't move. So go back once again. What we're gonna do now, we start at the same situation. Hand on the collar, hand on the elbow. When he moves up, I change my grip. The hand that was in the collar goes to the other elbow. I hold both elbows. I let my hip fall down. At the same time, I open the knee so my both heels go on his stomach and my both feet on his hip. So this way, I can drive him up very easy. On this particular moment, it's very important that you use your hands properly. What you do is you get the grip. When you hold it like you're pulling a rope from a boat. So you pull like this. So you hold it here, and you drive his weight forward, look, to give you the leverage so you can lift him up. A lot of times you guys probably try to do this, and what happened was this. You push him away in place to push him this way. So what you do is you drive him in the line of your hip here, so you can lift him up very, very easy and be very comfortable here. So once you did it, you're going to throw him all the way to the other side. And when you throw, you're going to follow him. You can start practicing just throwing him. So what do? You drive him, lift him up, right? So when you drive and lift him up, you throw him to the other side. Look how I keep the grip on his elbow. This grip will help me to end up on the mount position. So don't try to follow on the first time that you're trying to do the position. Try to throw and then you fall right after. So you got to use it to roll over your neck. Once again. Start with the hand, dip on the collar, hand on the elbow. Change. Let it fall your hip. Open your knee, look. Open the knee. And your feet is going to right away be in the right spot. Drive the hand forward a little bit. Lift him up. Drive the hand forward, lift him up, throw him away. Now just choose the side, pull here, and follow him. Once again. remember, always make him come forward a little bit, just to get in the line of your hip. If you don't do it, he's going back. That's why you're gonna feel a lot of guys heavy. And what you do, you relax the leg a little. Look, when you pull, there he goes. So then now we're gonna do it in a full motion. When you throw, you follow. You go together, don't let him go alone. Because what happens is if you throw him alone and you don't follow him, you give him enough time to be on the knees and stand up again. You don't want that. Let's take a look again in a full time. Okay, now we're going to take a look in the same move, but in the place we get mount, we're going to try to attack. We're going from arm bar from there. Basically, it's the same move. You start the hand on the collar, hand on the elbow. When he stands up, 1, 2, I switch. I let my hip fall, knees open so my feet can touch his hip. Now look, I lift him up in the same way. But when I lift, I'm going to kick this leg out so I can end up in an arm lock. Let's take a look on this again in the slow. Up. You see, you must have the completely control here. Now this leg, my left leg, will come out. I keep pushing with my right leg. I push this way and I drive like I drive a wheel. I drive him here. I'm going to do this. So if I want this arm, I'm going to turn him this way. So this arm ends up right in the arm lock position. So I'm here. I go up. Look how I push. On the other leg, I open. So I'm right on his arm. Once again here. You make sure, go stop that please. Once you lift him up and you go for the arm lock, this leg needs to open wide and go right over his face. So you go up, take it off, boom, and you got the arm lock right there. Let's take a look now at full speed. Once again. Okay, now we're going to take a look in a different situation. Like sometimes when you work this kind of move, like pushing the hip up, it's very easy to do it when the guy's body is arched a little bit. So you can place the feet on the hip and bring him up. But sometimes the guy keep his posture up, especially the strongest guys. They like to stay straight like this. So what happened? Every time that the guy covers a position, he always open enough room for another situation. So as soon as he stands up, boom, boom, then I switch and I try to go here, look. He keep the, if I try to push, normally my feet will slide up straight. So I need to make sure that when he keeps the posture, look, what happened is he puts the both feet near me. You see? So he can keep the posture. Otherwise, if he places the feet back, he's arching, look, there he goes. So what he does, he put the posture up, but he keeps the feet right near here, in line with my body. So I'm changing my grip from the elbow to behind his heels. I grab right here. Now I lock it with my hands like this. I use no thumb. I don't grab like this. I grab like a hook. Boom. From now on, I just push strong here, and I bring his heels out of the ground. Once he hit the ground, I just follow him. Normally, I will end up on his guard if the guy knows how to do the guard. Once again, let's take a look. In this position, I start always hand on the collar, hand on the elbow. I switch. I try the first one. He blocked it. Look at the grip. Change. Look how I lift him up and I put him down. Now I just get on my knees. This is it. When you do it, it's very important that you drive him up here. Look how I hold his feet. Look how I have the completely control. You see? So it's like a throw when I do it, because I push up and I pull his leg. Look how he lands. Once again. Take him. I always try the first move. It didn't work. Look, his feet is right near. You're gonna feel when you do it. You're gonna feel his knees touching your legs outside. You're gonna feel right here. So you just go straight from here to here. Up, down. Get on your knees right away. Let's take a look now at full speed. Once again, full speed. Now we're gonna take a look what happened if he steps 1 foot back from the last situation. So if I try to go for the bolt and he moves back 1 foot, so in place to stand up like this, he stands up like this. So it makes it very hard for you to pull both at the same time. So I'm here with the same grip. As soon as I feel that he stands up and he puts the leg back right away, look, I know that if I try here, I won't be able to throw him. And if I try to reach, look, my hand can't get there. So I keep the grip that I had it before. I keep my hand deep on the collar and this hand right on the elbow here holding the gi. My left foot goes right behind his leg here and will make like a hook to drive him forward like this. So this foot goes and pull him on my direction. So when I'm here, I go around and this one will come right on the hip. Always remember, don't push. Look, you push him away. You need to pull him forward. So you're gonna use this foot on behind his thigh and this one on the hip. So you pull and drive him up. Same like the one that we have the both feet on the hip. So you pull with the hands here like this, like you wanna put a head in your head. So you go this way, relax this leg a little, don't push, otherwise you're pushing him away. Let him come, put this hook right behind his thigh and bring him up. Right. Now again. So when he moves up, 1, 2, you're gonna feel right away that his leg is far away. Look, I can't reach it. So don't let it go of the collar. You keep the hand on the collar all the time. Let your hip fall. The hook goes right away behind, from here, behind the thigh. You see the hand, how you keep holding here to keep him near. This you pull and you put on the hip. Now you're going to bring him up and throw him on that direction. So it's exactly the same one like we did straight here, But now we are going doing sideways. In the place to hold both elbows, we're going to hold collar and elbow. So we pull here and you throw him this way. You're going to end up mount. Let's take a look again. As soon as you feel, boom, look the leg, it's far. You feel right away that he didn't stand up with this foot near. You feel right away because when he gets near to you, you feel his knees touching your thigh. So as soon as he moves, you not even need to look to see if he's there. You're going to feel there's nothing touching your leg here. So you let her fall your hip, make the hook here, foot on the hip, pull forward, drive him to the other side. Look how you end, holding the elbow, holding the collar. From here, you're going to have a lot of options, like attack the choke, go for the arm lock. So that's why it's a very good way to attack, to reverse the situation. Let's take a look now in full speed how that really works. Once again. Okay, now we're going to take a look. If when he stands up in a place to be near you, he try to get away a little bit, like to escape from the attacks like triangle or arm lock, something like that. So normally when they walk back, they drive the hand that before they were holding the gi or the belt, they drive the hand to hold the leg so they can push and try to work their way to pass the guard. Let's take a look on that, how we can deal with that situation. So once we are here, he stands up. Oh, I try here. He drives the hand to my knee. Look, when he does that, he creates a little space here. I got a little room here that I can put my foot right on his bicep. So I make a grip on the gi and I put my foot on his bicep. Normally, each way he's going to try to do it is throwing my leg to come this way. So if I let him do it, he's going to end up landing right across my side. Look. So what I do, as soon as he grabs my pants, I put my foot on his bicep and I extend my leg. I keep holding the collar. As soon as he drives my leg out, I grab the knee. Now look, I just make a balance to throw him on that direction. I go this way. I'm going to land with the knee on his stomach. Hand on the knee, hand on the sleeve, knee on the stomach. Let's take a look again slow. Remember, hand on the collar, hand on the elbow. He stands up. I let my hip fall. I put my hand. Look, there it is. My foot is right. I don't keep my foot there and bend my leg. Otherwise, he can push me this way and pass my guard to this way. So I make sure that I pull that way so I extend his arm. As soon as he drives, my hand goes inside here and grab the gi. Or sometimes you can even just hold it here, look, like this. Or here. As soon as he tries to land the weight, there he goes. That's how we're going to land it. Holding the arm, holding the knee with the knee on his stomach. Let's take a look on this now with full speed. Just another little detail is, when you do it from here, you need to relax a lot when you do the move. You can't go like on a string. You need to make him lose the balance on that way. So you are here, look, you work your hip out. You make your hip goes that way. So when your hip goes, look, there when he goes. So you need to make sure that your hip is loose on the ground. Don't try to push or use your strength to do it. You won't be able to roll him. Let's take a look now at full speed. Once again.
Craig Kuka.